build robots in knee replacement.
Good morning. And, thank you. I am Suraj for inviting me. I am Dr. Sham. I am working in Sir H.L. Reliance Hospital in Mumbai. And I come over here every Thursday at Surat in OPD. And today I will be talking about robotics in total knee replacement. So, robotic knee replacement paradigm shift. So, this is my hospital, Sir H.L. Reliance. So, this is my hospital, Sir H.L. Reliance Hospital, situated in Mumbai, Girgaon area. So, the world is moving towards the change. It is inevitable. Technology is touching in every aspect of our life. We have Airbus, Uber services, driverless car like Tesla, technology which is influencing the healthcare. The technology is also influencing the healthcare industry. So we have robotics in surgery and surgery like knee replacement in 3D models. We use, as Dr. Rajiv said, we have, we can just swim through the arteries. So, robotic will bring the change and important in the surgical field. The knee replacement is the common surgery now and it is successful also. But still we have 25% of dissatisfied patient post-operatively. The patient dissatisfaction after total knee replacement is directly related to the knee stability and proprioception, particularly for the high demand active patients. In total knee replacement, two important factors are stability and alignment of a joint. The most of the knee revision, what we do is because of instability and malalignment. So we are coming from the conventional instrumentation, and then we come to the early balancing tools like balancing instrument we were having, then navigation tools like computer assisted, and early robotics like surgical guide, execution with the accuracy and image-based system. But now we have a handheld robotics, very small robotic arm which we do the surgery with. Then it guides us for the surgery and execution accuracy. It will the kinematic gap balancing it will do, and it is the image system. The previous system were with the images. We have to do the CT scan, X-rays, and we have to put it to the computer. Then it will match. But nowadays there is no need of doing anything. You can directly do it on the patient. I'll show you how it goes. So this is the system which we are using, and it is the picture looks in OR. So I use the system which is called imageless and handheld robotics. That is called as a CORI. CORI long form is the core of real intelligence. The system is from Smith & Nephew. So the mechanical goal of total knee replacement is restoring alignment, preserving the restoring joint line, balancing the knee, precise component alignment, and patellofemoral tracking. And the additional goal for all the surgeons are minimal surgical time, decreasing infection, reducing pain, reducing stay for the patient in the hospital, happy surgeon, happy team, and if the cost effective, then the world is happy. So robotic surgery have three important parts: pre-op planning, intra-op planning, and execution. This is how the robot look like. It's a sleek not taking much place, and transportable. The handheld robotic arms which is having burr for cutting system and irrigation which is inbuilt. So that part down there at the right side of yours is a robotic arm which we hold in hand and then we cut the bone. So the steps basically in the robotic surgeries like image-free registration first, then patient-specific planning, then the robotic assisted bone preparation, and then confirmation. So I will just show you the animation of the surgery, so that you will understand how it goes. So this is the robot basically. This is a camera. This is a screen which we have on our table. This is a knee, bones. We put the pins inside, and the array which is connected to the camera. Then these are the checkpoints. So we check the points of femur and tibia both the bones. And then for the alignment we see the lateral malleolus, medial malleolus, center of tibia, then center of femur, and then we see the center of hip. So the mechanical axis, the robot will come to know what is the mechanical axis exactly. After that, the range of movement, we see what is the range of movement previously. And this is the beautiful part. You just have to draw a picture and computer catches it and give you exact size of your femur and tibia, both. Very easy, child's play. And then it will give you sizes, which size to be used as per your own size. Then gap balancing, medial and lateral, and accordingly you have to balance the gap. This is more technical. So you here in this screen you plan your implant and the balance of your gaps. Then again we change the points for confirmation. And this is the part, this is the handheld robot which will cut the precise bone. If it is 8 millimeter, then it will cut only 8 millimeter. So both femur and tibia get cut. And after that, again you can check after putting a trial implant how it is. And after final implant, you can see how much gap you have done, and that will show the previously what was the gap and now what is, have you done properly with your pre-op and post-op planning. So this is the way it happens. So these are the steps which we had seen, so I will just go through faster. So these are the key steps which we have seen: the registration, planning and execution cuts. So execution, these are the burrs which you use. The 5 millimeter burr generally we use. And then we are putting the pins. And the array which is connected to the camera. And the checkpoints. Then the registration for medial lateral malleolus, center of hip. Then comes tibia, femur, center of hip. So the robot will come to know what exactly is the mechanical axis. and how much to correct. This is the range of movement previously. And then a beautiful part, just move your thing on the femur and tibia, and the robot will capture the sizes. It is just a drawing with crayon when we were kids. Then comes tibia. Again, we are painting it. You can see the robot is catching every point and sizing. So this is the warm-up screen for us, and where we plan the implant. The robot will tell us which, how much size of the femur, how much size of the tibia, and then implant planning will be done. Then we assess the pitch like we do it before going to batting. So if it is neutral or whether it is varus opening or valgus opening, and as per the opening, this is how we go. See the flexion extension, and then varus valgus stress we give, so that we will come to know medially how much is tight and laterally how much it is lax. The computer gets every minute point. And it stays how it looks like on the video. You can see how it looks on a screen. So down part is a tightness and up part is looseness. So it's tight in both the sides. So these are the normal. And after giving varus and valgus stress, you can see the graph changes. So this is very difficult to do manually. It is very difficult to understand this manually. See, now it is going up. So that means it is medially it is tight and laterally it is lax. The computer takes every minute thing, minute millimeter it catches. Then the goal setting is the key, the surgeon, and the AI in action. Then there are some negotiable and non-negotiable things we just follow, but the goal is to balance the forces all across the joint. We have different alignment philosophies, but the aim of all the philosophies is to be well aligned and balanced. So in 1970s, the alignment philosophy was mechanical alignment. In 1990s, the anatomical alignment. Then come in 2000, kinematic alignment. We used to call it a constitutional alignment. 2010, it is a restricted kinematic alignment. And 2020, now the intelligent alignment, what we call is as, where the surgeon intelligent exposed and artificial intelligence comes in play. So there are few non-negotiable factors and negotiable factors. We look for the what we can negotiate with the patient and give a stable need. This is the planning screen. So then we will start planning basically. So we have to bring this to zero. These down squares we have to bring. First we are done in flexion. Flexion it is zero, and you can see. We are just shifting the implants up and down and rotating and bringing it to a normal. See, after changing the first, you can see the first square, and now it is decreasing down there. So it will show exactly how. If I really like to keep the patient a little bit lax in extension, so I keep 1.2 millimeter or 1.8 millimeter lax. So it is showing laxity as well as the tightness. One of my register had taken the video, and that's why he's moving so much. So basically, this is a planning screen, and after that, the part comes execution. This is how the execution. So what I am holding is a robotic arm. So that arm knows how much is to cut. It will stop automatically after it cuts 8 millimeter or 6 millimeter, whichever I had told you. So it won't go ahead of that. And second best thing is it doesn't work on soft tissue. It will work only on bone. The burr which is inside, it will come only that much. So that is the cutting part. The video may be a little longer, so I'll just skip few things. And then trial, we do the trial gaps. We do generally the CR knees, and this is how we do the trial. After doing the trial, we know the happiness scale is well aligned, well balanced, and exact component placement with a minimal release of soft tissue. So when I used to do traditionally, I was here with my skill, experience and planning. But if I get a technology, now I reach over here. And the aim is to hit the bullseye. So this is my first case, which is a valgus. I'll go a little faster because of little time. And this is a post-operative X-ray. This is the routine varus knee, and this is post-operative X-ray. We have research on that. $1 million question: will and should robot replace us? I would like to play this small clip. At the end of the day, you need a human touch. So to conclude, technology, technique and teamwork, all elements are critical for the success and optimal patient outcome. Newer technologies helps achieve our desired outcomes more efficiently and accurately. Robotic for knee replacement has brought about a paradigm shift in the way we perform the surgeries. It forces an average surgeon to think, plan, become better and good surgeon, to introspective and adapt. At the heart of all